Sagittarius, and welcome to Shiny Souls Cafe, July 2022 Astrological Insights. So I cast this chart for July 1st, 2022 at 5:32 p.m. and that puts Sagittarius as the rising sign or ascendant of the chart. And we are going to take a look at some of the more provocative alignments for this month. We'll get more detailed during the weekly sessions. So the full moon will take place on July 10th, and it will be from your house, second house of personal resources, to your shared resources house, in the 8th house. And it will take place close to Pluto here, and the moon will be down here at 2121 Capricorn, and that's within 6 degrees of Pluto, and Pluto is a very strong planet, and the moon has an orb, meaning a range of 10 degrees, so it's within 6 degrees. And I almost feel as if this full moon is more like a lunar eclipse, a partial lunar eclipse, not a full lunar eclipse, but a partial lunar eclipse. And I think that there's going to be some significant shifting or transformation around this full moon. So I want you to look out for the full moon on July 10th. And then I want to let you know about a couple of other changes that we have. Mars is going into Taurus. So it will move into your 6th house from your 5th house. And Mercury is first going to move into Cancer on the 5th, and then into Leo on the 18th. And Venus is going to move into Cancer on the 18th. And the Sun will move into Leo on the 22nd. So let's talk a minute about a few of the planets and their movements. One of the things that's going to happen is Mercury is going to move through this 8th house area pretty quickly. It's only going to be in Cancer about 13 days. And as he gets to the end of Cancer here, he is going to form an opposition with Pluto. And so I know you have had questions about what this transformation in the 2nd house is about, of personal resources. And personal resources can include anything, your gifts, your talents, all of those things. And you like for those to be pretty stable, pretty fixed, and you want them planned. And Pluto's been in there, and at times maybe causing upheaval, and certainly has caused a transformation since he's been in your house of personal resources since 2008. And Mercury goes by there every year, and every year you get more and more information about what Pluto has in mind. And so this year is no different. He is going to make an opposition to Pluto, and there will be opportunity to discuss personal and shared resources. And then the Sun is also going to make that same opposition. And so, you might have the discussion on the 18th or somewhere around there. And then on the 20th, when the Sun opposes Pluto, there'll be a spotlight on either the discussion or shared resources or your personal resources. And what you share with others should mimic your values. And so give some thought to how those values have changed over the years and how they represent you as a person. And I'm pretty sure that that's another part of this personal resources house, is that it represents our values. And so what you value is what you pay attention to and what you give time to, what you give effort to. And so that has changed over the years. It's transformed and shifted. And so what you valued at one point in your life is no longer what you value. And we need to make sure that those shared arrangements are reflective of our personal values. So shared arrangements are anything that have to do with our personal, our emotional connections, our emotional attachments, and it can even be anything contractual, like with a company. It's what we have agreed to with others, as these resources belong to us jointly as a whole, right? It represents what comes out of the relationships here, the relationship house. And if you notice, you have Venus and Mercury here right now, and so I'm sure there's a lot going on in there, and that seems to be at the opposite of you. It seems as if these conversations, these experiences are coming from maybe from your partner, or a partner is coming into the situation. And so depending on how your one-to-one relationships are changing over here in Gemini, when it gets up here into Cancer, there needs to be some sort of arrangement made or some sort of agreement made. Does that make sense? So as Venus and Mercury come through this 8th house, excuse me, I'm pet sitting, and it's so much fun. They're cute, but evidently my little dog just nipped at the other little dog, and they're not real happy with each other, but they'll be okay. Anyway, so notice these shared relationships, and notice how that changes when it gets up here to the opposing Pluto. So what I'm going to tell you is you are the one who determines what you share and how you share it. You have to be in agreement with these things, and it has to be a reflection of your value system. And Pluto, if nothing else, is bringing that home to you. This is a soulful power, and so it's not really something that even you can deny. It's a fact of life. These are the things that are of value to you. These things have purpose in your life, and if they don't have purpose in your life, then they're not of value to you. You'll push them aside sooner or later. So pay attention to that. By the end of the month, well, like I said, on the 5th, Mars moves in here to the 6th house. And when Mars moves into Taurus, I know you've been busy. This self-creative, self-expressive house down here has been really busy. You've been expressing yourself a lot. And when it comes into the 6th house, you'll be working a lot. You'll have lots of duties and obligations that you have to respond to or react to. So right now, all of this is moving fast, moving forward fast. A lot of changes, a lot of experience that that we may or may not be enjoying. Although, you know, this house is supposed to be the house of fun, and you've had both Jupiter and Mars here, so maybe you've been having a whole lot of fun expressing yourself, or fun love affairs and those sorts of things, or with your kids even. This is a house of fun. I haven't seen this time around, I haven't seen Mars express itself in a fun way, if that makes sense. I've seen Mars, like with the Roe versus Wade thing, where a minority is pushing its opinion on a majority. And so, you know, I haven't seen Mars express itself in this way, in the fun-loving, I want to have fun way. And Jupiter is expanding Mars's assertiveness or aggressiveness, and so it hasn't come off as purely fun. But once Mars moves into Taurus, Jupiter is going to join Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune in retrograde, and so is Chiron. So then we'll have 5 planets or 5 points retrograde, and the rest of the planets still moving forward. So there you have it. We are going to be able to take a breath this month, I believe, and with Mars moving on and with Jupiter going retrograde. But, you know, we still live in chaotic times, and anything is up for grabs. And when Mars conjuncts Uranus here, it is certainly the case. That won't happen until August 1st. All right. Well, thank you, Sagittarius. It has been fun talking with you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment boxes, or email me directly at soulofchiron.com. And if you want to make an appointment, you can reach me on the website as well. Thank you. See you next time.